Good morning. It's Saturday, January 10th, 2026, and welcome to the first 2026 episode of Build With Me. It's been a while. I took a little break over the holidays. And what are we up to this early on a Saturday morning? I am in the midst of trying to localize and internationalize an interface I have for Apple. And probably don't see this. Let's see how good we can make this. I had been in the midst of kind of a workflow, stepping back. This app is a combination of some Rust and TypeScript. So the back end is implemented in Rust and the front end is implemented in TypeScript and React. And I wanted to have a utility that could go out to different providers and basically take a file, look at its keys and values, and use English as the base for the source and translate to a target language for languages. It turns out, after some iteration, I've got a nice little utility I'm going to share this with you here a little bit later to do that work. And now I'm in the midst of trying to say, let's see if I can bring up the right interface. This interface here, which is the login page for Ample, and basically localize them. So provide the ability to detect where the user is coming from and see if we can't be smart enough to change the locale and offer a localized interface or a localized experience, right? And then also, if it's possible, maybe add a little language switcher somewhere here so that if it didn't do the right detection or if the user has a different preference, that they can go ahead and set it. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. Let's go back here. Include backend storage. And should we implement backend persistence for language? Let's just do front end for now because, I had problems with that earlier as I remember it, because there's pieces of this that
sleep while you're alone, stuck in all your
let's just go
thoughts,
ahead.
you're
Let's
in
go
the
for the gusto.
zone.
See what it
Got
does.
lost alone.
Top right of card, top right. This is the position of that language switcher I was talking about. Let's have it
Really slowly.
in
There's nothing that should stress your heart.
the
Deep
top right
down
of
in
card.
your thoughts, you're on your own. Safe in your zone.
So we're in plan mode right now.
Exception.
I had a prompt. Let's see if I can bring that prompt up.
Exception.
Right, so I
Like
asked it to read this workflow, look at it, do the things I talked about doing, and now it's in the midst of trying to put together a plan.
Exception.
Right. Let's see what it came up with.
How imagine listen
Complete.
With you.
This thing is a little janky. Sometimes it's hard to get it to. Okay, so there's my prompt. You can see that.
You can't help but still feel low. Trapped inside your mind, you'll drift alone.
Here's the plan.
That's all you know.
Add the placeholder translation for all 27 locales. First language call.
No shadows, we can reach your soul. Drifting in the quiet, found your home. You found your home. Exception. exception, like a dream come true. I imagine something new.
On keys.
Exception,
Sweet.
a place beyond. I imagine listen
Okay.
with you,
This looks
with
good.
you.
Let's let it go off and start implementing. All right. Let's see what it comes up with.
Watching.
Yeah, so while it's doing all this stuff, let me come back here so you can see that I've been working on a branch here. There's been a lot of failure attempts as I've been going along, but now I'm kind of good. It's like it's, building all right. Right, so let's go to rates. Then you can see this utility I was talking about, which actually need to be on the branch to show you. Right, here's this ample I-10 inverter. So, what is this thing? It's a 4-tier translation provider. Cool. So it's been configured by default to go out to DeepL. And then if it can't get what it needs from a translation perspective, it'll drop into, it'll start with Systran, then go to DeepL, then go to Google, and then finally fall back to OpenAI. All right, so you first need to build the tool, and then you can run to get the help. And you have some configuration options that you can set. And here it's kind of got a little explainer for how you set things up and how you actually do a translation. Right, so the API in the back end has basically a bunch of locales. So I've got Arabic. Let's see, is that Czech? I can't remember. Danish, German, the UK or Great British, a variant of English, Spanish variants here, so on and so forth. So there's 27 languages. Just imagine for a moment, you as a developer before there were any translation services going out to, translation specialists, and the time, effort, and cost. This interface has got something like, between the back end and the front end, it's got something like 350 keys. I got all this done in like under an hour with this utility. It's amazing. And by the way, yes, I designed and collaborated with AI to build this utility in Rust. So it's super efficient, super fast, highly configurable, very useful. And I'm going to be making use of this, not just for this project, but for other projects. And you will have access to it too once I get this stuff off the branch and into the main line. I'm also going to see if I can't figure out how to publish this crate. Maybe we'll figure that out together in another episode. So let's go back and see what's going on here. So about halfway then, maybe a little bit more than halfway.
And the dawn might come too soon.
You know, a lot of people who are doing development like to turn off, the catches, or basically, what is it? There's a flag, dangerously skip permissions when you're using Claude Code.
When the
And
only light
I like to see what it's doing.
that's found us
I'm slow like that. It's not necessarily a trust thing. I'm trying to
is
learn.
the
But it's gonna be-
solitary moon.
But the other thing is it offers me the opportunity to course correct if I see something that maybe I don't like or that doesn't make sense.
When the songbird in the willow sings a soft and soulful tune. When the night is wrapped around us, when the dawn might come too soon.
Okay, so it looks like it made a decision to keep the email consistent for all languages. So for example, if we look at Danish here, what did it add? Right, email placeholder. Right, awesome.
And the dawn might come too soon. When the night is wrapped around us, and the dawn might come too soon.
Sweet. Let's see. Over here, let's exit out of this.
We meet in an hour of change and challenge.
I've got basically a Docker's
of hope
Compose set up for
in an
this. I'm
age of
going
both
to
knowledge and ignorance. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds.
stop it.
No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come.
And to rebuild it. Let's see here. It's this target here. Basically going off and rebuilding everything as Docker images for the various components that are needed. And hopefully this will include all of our latest updates, and we can start it up. And we can go back to look at that. It added this. Let's go to German. Look at that. That's pretty awesome, huh? So let's go back to English and log in. And I'll show you a little bit of this application. Let's see. And go to password. Okay, so we're here. I think we're here in the settings of our dashboard. You can see, that we're still using English and that we have an option in settings to set this. Let's see what happens when we change it to, for example, Spanish. Okay, everything changes. Pretty awesome, huh? So some of this stuff, I'm in the process of, right? Like I'm still in the process of localizing everything. Well, internationalizing everything. So I'm going to have to go through each of these interfaces and kind of go through a similar exercise as I did for the login page, using that prompt that I had. So if we go back all the way up to the beginning of this. Let's see, remembered. Yeah. Here it is right here. Like if I could get to this prompt again, which, yes, in Claude Code, you have history. I could go back. I could look at the history, grab the prompt, rejigger it, provide it maybe with a screenshot, etc., describe what I want to have happen, and go through the same process and get the additional capabilities per page. But this is a little bit of what I'm up to, and I hope that you learned a little something along the way, and we'll see you sometime next week. Later.